Hi, this is Dr. Jared Garris. I'm the Glenn County Health Officer, and I'd like to give an update regarding COVID-19 for the week of May 26th, 2020 for Glenn County. So kind of a summary of how things have been for this last week. We've gone from 12 cases to 13 cases, so we've had one more case. The good news is that it was a family member of somebody who had already tested positive for COVID-19, and that person, at least currently, is asymptomatic, meaning that they don't have any symptoms. So I think that's good news as far as for having another case. And I will say that we've had a lot of negative tests. We've had over 50 tests that have been done that have been negative this last week, so that's good news as well. Despite us opening up some businesses, we have not had an increase in cases, and I think that that's fantastic news. And we had the outbreak with the two businesses, and that seems to be well contained. So this is all very, very positive. Of the 13 cases that we've had in Glenn County, there have been 4 of them that required hospitalization. There's been 2 that required people be put into an intensive care unit, 1 of them on a ventilator, and the ages of those people who required to be in the intensive care unit were in their 30s and in their 60s. So just giving you kind of an idea as to what's happening. As far as for our neighboring counties, so Butte County is definitely having some increased cases. We've had 6 new cases announced today. Currently, they have 5 people in the hospital. This last Friday, they had 8 people in the hospital in the morning, and then they ended up discharging 6 to have 2. So definitely in Butte County, they're having some increased hospitalizations from COVID-19. Okay. Also some good news, at least with the cases from last week, they are primarily in Oroville. And I think that for the residents of Glenn County, that's a good thing because most of us go to Chico to do our shopping and things like that. Shasta has 2 more cases. And interestingly, it's not associated with the rodeo. And I'll go ahead and I'll talk briefly about that in just a few minutes. And Tehama, which has been at 1 for a long time, has now gone to up to a total of 4 cases. So in general, we're getting a few more cases, but not a lot of cases. So that's, I suppose that's good news as well. Some of my thoughts. Really, on the whole, I think that things are going pretty well. That's a fantastic thing, what we've had happen so far. The rodeo, which was something that made me very nervous, doesn't seem like it's caused a lot of problems thus far, which I think is great news. And I would be expecting us to start having some cases by now. It's been a little over 2 weeks. We would expect to have some people who would be testing positive. Now, it could be that people are having symptoms and they're just not going and getting tested. And hopefully they're not sick and just pushing through and potentially spreading it. We'll have to wait and see kind of how all this goes out. And potentially maybe that sunlight and being outside is really a helpful thing. We'll have to kind of wait and see what happens with everything from the rodeo. So far, in our area, what we've seen is that COVID-19 is primarily spread from prolonged exposure in close contact. And so what does that mean? When I say prolonged exposure, I mean more than 10 to 15 minutes. And in close contact in less than 6 feet. And once again, we've had 13 people who have tested positive for COVID within our county, and 12 of them we can really pretty well tell where they contracted it. And in each case, it was that prolonged exposure in close contact. Now, that's not saying that we can't get it other ways, and we potentially could get it from a brief encounter. But as far as for businesses and things like that, I think that that's a good thing to know. I am really trying to be as absolutely transparent as I can and give as much good information with this and be as factual as I can. I hope these videos are helpful for you. Thank you.